Fear cannot rule you. It's up to you. Success begins by facing it head on while experiencing every emotion it presents us with, yet only then do you experience success. Welcome to the Unapologetically Extra Show. I am the fabulous Doris Birch, and every week I ask you this one powerful question. Are you ready to own why you're unapologetically extra? So, the fabulous work I do in the world is I teach transformation leaders, the ones with a deep calling and passion, to shift how they show up, be seen, known, and valued. This is a process to remember who you always were and then become it: money, body, business, love, lifestyle, all of it. It's time for more, time to unleash more, time to be even more unapologetic. And once you align with the frequency of that which is desired, it will be yours. The Unapologetically Extra Show is about the deep intention of being. So this week, let's talk about how much you must fully embrace yourself to truly reach success in this game is something I often mention. What I mean is this: you reaching where you were always meant to be on the throne of life, you always knew would come your way. Known will happen, but you often find yourself asking when and how it could really happen. And you have become so focused on make it happen that somewhere along the line, you lost sight of reality. It isn't about gathering together pieces to form who you could become and proclaiming this to the world as proof. Look, see, I'm a complete girl. Being outrageous or controversial intentionally does not help your personal branding efforts. We see right through you trying to add all these essential components of personal branding. Instead, stand out by being different, be crazy, be wild. Combine business with fun and silly and straight up crazy behavior. That way, they will recognize and pay you. Nah, no, don't think like that. Don't come off like some thinking woman trying too hard. Rather, it comes across more like an adorable child playing dress up, performing an informal ceremony in her family room. That is definitely cute. However, none of that is real, even though we might believe otherwise at times. Sure, we may ride along for fun for a brief period, but opening our soul to someone and believing they are where our energy goes, nah, not likely. What is real though? Leave behind what cool kids are telling or suggesting you to do and just be who you are as yourself. Be that mayhem and madness and fabulous soul of yourself that embodies you, including all your silly and random behavior. This should go without saying. Most likely it does, especially if you are here as an extraordinary creator, messenger, revolutionary leader intended to shift people. As someone in their position, you're sure to embody all these attributes: silly, playful, deeply soulful, wise in teachings and truth and humanness, deeply caring, wildly not acting the way women entrepreneurs or leaders usually behave. Hopefully. I certainly hope so. But ultimately, it all needs to reflect you as an individual, how you would normally act when given no regard or notice to how others do things, what seems to get paid off for them, etc. I mean, staying true to who we truly are is an ongoing mission. But that doesn't have to be, it means hard. But If it seems as though your habitual tendency is to look at how others do things or spend too much time taking in how other people present, chances are that what comes through from you is not you. What can we do to be fully ourselves without abandoning ourselves to others' opinions and standards of behavior? Be plugged into yourself completely. It's heart. It's heart. It's heart. Life's pretty straightforward. What goes in will come out. All we really need to know in order to remain on course is this question: where exactly am I plugged in? Are you wanting the life and business of your dreams on your terms? Well, guess what? If this sounds familiar, then, well, here's good news. If your goal is to build the business and life that fits exactly with who you are, then look no further. Your first task must be tune into what is inside of you. Address your fear head on rather than run from it in fear that it might bite you back, and choose only corrective strategies from within yourself. No longer worry about daily or weekly survival. You no longer worry that making more than a minimum is needed to meet a financial goal and your dream life. Instead, imagine. Imagine being free of those worries by enjoying life to do its fullest. Don't hold on to anything. Create it and reach for what is exclusively yours today. That way, when the dream finally becomes a reality, you won't look back and regret and celebrate like so. And if they knew of your reality behind the scenes of that glamorous facade, well, God forbid. No matter how hard you try and imagine being in an abundant state, your mind simply won't grasp it. And this doesn't apply just to financial issues. This also applies to loving yourself in terms of body love, reveling in how your look are feeling secure that you have love for everything about who you are will never seem so far off for you, or whatever other part is still so far off for you personally, and on and on and on. This is what you do anyway. Take that part of your business or life or self that seems vague or even daunting and decide anyway to act upon it. Imagine this. You think I or any one individual out there was able to build this business life or body by first healing all their past pain, mapping everything out perfectly as planned, and believing wholeheartedly that they deserve this success? No, it doesn't work like that. Belief Belief dictates action, which in turn leads to reality, but vice versa. Action leads to beliefs, which ultimately form reality. This cycle continues unabated until eventually reality just becomes an option. The choice being whether or not belief was at the center of it all at times. And when seeking success, are looking backwards at where anything started from a historical viewpoint, I guarantee it wasn't with belief alone. Although at this point in time, I recognize I have done quite some work towards seeing this vision for my own self, but just can't seem to feel or see it yet, thus choosing it. Choosing it. Choosing it. I want you to choose it. In the scene, cut to the final credits. No one told you otherwise, or did they sell you on misguided beliefs that said the way forward lies only through following certain healing, growth action steps to reach the destination you seek. Eventually, you will arrive. Do not feel inadequate about building and trusting others. I did just that without ever feeling ready or worthy to. So much is at stake here. It all comes down to is doing whatever needs doing regardless. Do it anyway, even when it doesn't feel right to do so. Something or you fear failure or rejection, do it anyway. Even when things feel impossible, do something. Even when all else seems lost, do something. No matter the barriers, no matter the hurdles, push through. Just do something. Do whatever needs doing, regardless. Do something. Just start. Doing something doesn't require perfection from you either. Just go forward anyway. Thought it was impossible that even when giving everything your all, your dream could ever come true, do it anyway. Just go all out. Are you familiar with this concept of success and failure? Have you considered all these elements of change before? Do you realize how different those two people are from each other if you're looking at other people? Ding, ding. Give the girl her prize. Yes, they did it anyway. Just take your pretty little foot, pick it up, move forward, and step one, step two, one foot in front of the other. Put your foot back down again and repeat. It isn't that complicated. So now, go live your life and try something else. As long as you make yourself the person to do what needs to be done, regardless, eventually, over time, you're bound to feel quite natural at doing it and realize, hey, look at that. When I started this journey, I had absolutely no idea of the challenges or how I can navigate them. I did it anyway. So we made our move. Fear's mind can be demanding all of you and refusing even small portions for itself in return. Are you thinking about turning away from me? No, don't think so. It is only me you need. This is fear talking to you. Turn away and I will leave and destroy. Once again, begins to rise up again, its anger can make your heart beat faster, eyes glaze over, and begin to break out as panic sets in, just enough for you to wonder, can I live without this? Will everything still work out okay for me? Who am I without all these doubts and fears and the old ways of thinking and believing and living? Who will I become? Can I do it? Can I do it? Now imagine looking over an edge where you know you must jump, yet it looks far away, frightening, dangerous, and unknown to you. That feeling would surely bring fear, despair, and doubt. As soon as you turn over your shoulder and take just a glimpse, fear appears where it has always been, familiar and reliable, tapping its foot, tilting its head back slightly, and rolling his eyes in disapproval to remind you, you simply can't do this alone without me. Of course, she'll turn back towards me. Our relationship has always been strong. Don't fool yourself that it will ever change. There is one final factor, namely the cost. As soon as you turn back and step away, rather than leap, even as your heart and spirits begin screaming for attention again, and it hurts so badly. No matter how far or long I run and mask my feelings, this is not how it should be. By choosing to remain weak, I'm choosing not only my soul and heart, but my creativity, purpose, destiny, art, as well as denying myself. By doing this, I choose a life void of creativity, purpose, destiny. Art is denied me also. By this choice alone, myself is being denied as well. So every night and every day you wake up trying to desperately, so hard to convince yourself you don't have any choice, that life just has to be like this, that there's nothing else out there but this. Yet all along, knowing for certain it is just a decision being made out of fear based on choices taken over and over again by fear based decisions made out of necessity and obligation, and to stop flow. But here is what's truly hilarious for all your fear, pain, struggle, and uncertainty over what steps next to over what steps to take next. One simple strategy can unlock creative flow Bring all of yourself forward, negating fear, mind control of you in one full swoop. Doing what needs to be done can be seen intimidating at first, yet fear should never get the better of us. Our emotions allow for this reality of living life. Fear cannot rule you. It's up to you. Success begins by facing it head on while experiencing every emotion it presents us with, yet only then do you experience success. Success lies within feeling fear, but pushing past it to find success. Success starts by feeling fear, then facing it head on with courage. Listen, or insist upon listening to what it has to say and consider it carefully, although I don't quite understand why. After considering, say thank you, all your thoughts, suggestions, and attempts at taking my life. But actually, I will do this anyway. So hush up or keep talking if necessary. I don't care. However, for as long as my life lasts and every single day of it passes by, this will continue regardless. This is how empires are established. This is how dream bodies come to fruition. Relationships become all yeses. Your life takes shape for you with purpose, yet sometimes without feeling it, and sometimes taunted with thoughts of not being worthy enough for anything worthwhile in return. Repeatedly selecting to act this way until it becomes second nature to you, until everyone around you questions what it would take for them to become like you when all it took for that person was standing out without feeling ready or knowing how, without proof that their identity has any validity, validness at all. Stop making life so complicated. Either you are doing what needs to be done through daily actions and habits and your chosen beliefs and thoughts and becoming the person you know you can become, or you are living an unnecessary existence. Fear and its ugly siblings, doubt and lack can drive you astray from being aligned to push and force when it should be the other way around. Pretend you're just in flow when actually it may be necessary to push, go forward with activity, or hustle to move things along faster. If you do nothing now, this will happen. OMG. Oh my gosh. This could be so awful. If not now, then when? Ugh. Everyone else is getting ahead with better XYZ than your own. It will lie to you again and again with its deceptive promises of better outcomes if only you listen. Its deceit will win out eventually, confusing you. Don't be. Are your thoughts so confused that it becomes impossible for you to discern between up and down anymore, as well as feeling lost inside yourself? Are the voices within not speaking up as much anymore, causing chaos within? So take notice when they do, because that still small voice inside should always be your one true source for guidance. Like an expert ninja, this program will unintentionally sneak its way into your mind to discover your deepest fear, insecurity. She fears being rejected or constantly messing things up. So let's remind her all the ways in which she may already have. That was stupid. Don't say things like that again. You shouldn't have said that. Why did you do that? OMG. Did I hear what I believe what you just thunk? You just screwed everything up with those thoughts. Nobody's going to want to love or look at you anymore. Now, you must fix this. Now you must make them see you. Now you need to determine the exact, precise, and ideal thing to do, or else you will never get what you desire. Do these statements sound familiar? See, fear knows the weak spots within us all, and it is quick to exploit them with no regard or mercy for ourselves or for the ones around us. Its only aim is for harm or injury on its part. But most importantly, it seeks to entangle and coerce you so as to remain your master, taking control of your soul, purpose, and ultimately destiny in its hands, which you will do in full awareness by that giving in. You are selling out and shattering any promise for what could have been. However, instead, you must choose to be strong enough to break yourself, to face up to fear head on and tell it where its place should lie. But here's another perspective we could take on this situation. Instead of viewing fear as something to be fought off with force alone, why don't we consider that instead it could actually serve us and provide relief instead? Oh, dear fear, I see you over there, you cheeky little thing, telling me I'm not enough and forcing my submission to your commands, snarling like an ancient beast to scare me into following your will, or using every trick possible to succeed, to deceive, seduce, rob, and destroy me. Yes, I see you. I recognize all this, and I will raise you one fearless woman who understands fear as her greatest weapon and can quickly recognize its hairy behind with ease. Oh, interesting. Right now, I find myself feeling as if I don't urgently do certain tasks, I will miss out. What an interesting thought, but quite tired from whatever life change is required to her rightful place at the throne of her life, which she never actually left. Can you see how this works? Do you realize how simple it can be to live your life knowing you're on course, not screwing anything up, and that everything as it should be? That's all that counts, is just being fabulous you and letting life unfold as planned. Yes, being yourself requires taking action and pushing boundaries when necessary, but never from an obligation driven viewpoint. Doing things according to what feels natural should never come with fear that something was meant for me or else I'll miss out. But taking appropriate steps when the time calls may provide opportunities otherwise lost. No, taking aligned action doesn't come from feeling insignificant or lacking resources or not good enoughness. Simply, fear can be overcome through doing the one thing it doesn't expect: nothing. So sit tight, hold out, give time, and hold until something clicks, till its grip completely broken, and you have clarity of vision on what action next to take next. It may try and raise the stakes even higher, trying to convince you that now more than ever, pressing pause would only serve to up the pressure further until such time as you look it square in the eye and move forward regardless. Fear, you are a liar. And then, just as easily and peacefully, you turn away. Instead, you decide to trust patience while entering into an uncertain wait place where guidance becomes evidence as your next move. And if the fear still won't budge, ask yourself this: does letting fear dictate every detail of how and when to jump affect what business, money, romance, or life success you hope for? Now give yourself an appropriate hard slap twice on each cheek for having given in so easily. Sit yourself back down in your chair until your life feels balanced again. Either you have control or fear does, but it ain't gonna be both. Well, if anything spoke to you in this episode, let me know. And until next week, remember, don't be invisible, be fabulous. I am the Fabulous Doris Birch.